Welcome back to another video. Wearing my CM Punk shirt this week. Last week I wore my Dale Earnhardt Jr. shirt because I was talking about NASCAR. This video I'm going to be talking about WWE and how I became a fan of WWE. So, in 2002, there was a movie. I was a superhero fan as well. Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire came out. And there was a scene in that movie with Randy the Macho Man Savage. At the time, I didn't know who that was. I just really liked that wrestling scene, and I think that kind of planted the seeds in my head. And over the course of a few years, I slowly became interested in wrestling. 2005, another movie came out, King Kong, and I was a fan of Jack Black. I had like this weird Jack Black obsession. I thought he was a good actor. And the Nacho Libre movie came out in 2006, which was a very wrestling themed movie. And I heard a lot of my friends and people in school talking about wrestling. It was the coolest thing in my school for some reason. And during the summer of 2008, for the first time ever, I decided in my grandparents' basement I was going to watch Monday Night Raw. And during that time period, CM Punk was the World Heavyweight Champion. The main event was John Cena and Batista. They won the tag team titles that night on Raw. And I was hooked. I just liked what I saw. And then later, I went to a Walmart, a local Walmart here, and they had wrestling DVDs. And the first DVD I bought was the Best of Raw 15th Anniversary DVD. It's sitting on the shelf. I'm going to show you my DVD collection in a future video. And for like 6 months, 6 to 7 months, maybe 9 months, I was like learning about wrestling, learning about the history of WWE and stuff through DVDs. WrestleMania 25 was the first live pay-per-view that I saw on TV. And I remember Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. People I was watching WrestleMania with that day want Undertaker to win. I wanted Shawn Michaels to win. Obviously, he did not. But Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker was a good match. And at this point, I pretty much was all in with WWE. And so pretty much when you start out as a new fan, all you know about wrestling is WWE. You don't know about these other companies. It takes a while for you to learn more. So about the year 2010, TNA Wrestling came to my town. And that was my first wrestling event that I went to. It was TNA. Jeff Hardy, who just left WWE. At the time, I didn't know about his drug problems, but I just thought it was just cool that some of these former WWE guys that I saw on my DVDs were there at the TNA event. And I would say I watched TNA, and I also remember watching Ring of Honor a little bit, back when Tyler Black, who is now known as Seth Rollins, was the World Heavyweight Champion. So I would learn more about the independents, some of the outside shows. And in 2011, CM Punk cut a promo, the Pipe Bomb promo. That kind of made me aware a little bit more. I would learn more about wrestling with podcasts and other stuff. I think I knew it was always fake or scripted, but I didn't know like some of the terms like babyface, heel. But over the years, I'll learn more about the other wrestling companies, the difference between entertainment and pro wrestling. And I would say Survivor Series 2012 was the first time for a WWE pay-per-view that I was bored. It was the first time that I became that old school wrestling fan that likes to criticize. I just didn't like Survivor Series 2012. It I know that's the pay-per-view that the Shoe debuted, but other than that, some of the matches on that card were pretty bad. I think that was kind of when I started to become aware of like the way Vince McMahon was booking the show wasn't as good as it could be. And I would say, fast forward to the year 2016. At this point, CM Punk is gone. I don't really have a favorite wrestler. I have like favorites, like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, pretty much all three members of the Shield. I don't know what I was gonna say there. I guess I was gonna say like I'm not always like a big fan of who the big guy is that's getting pushed by Vince. But 2016 I stopped watching because one, and by the time 2016 came around, I was an adult. I had a job, and I didn't really hate WWE. I just didn't like how Vince was running the show. Triple H was in charge of NXT at the time, and I gotta say that he did a better job running NXT than Vince did running the main roster. Fast forward to 2019, and AEW starts up. And I would say that AEW has helped bring me back as a fan. The quality of matches in AEW are pretty good. To me, when I watch a wrestling event, that's kind of what I look for more, is like how good is like the quality of the matches are. And AEW just had like, I think they had better. I think when AEW first started, they had good storylines, good quality matchups. It actually felt cool to be a fan again. And because of AEW, that kind of forced WWE to make a change to their product. And the allegations about Vince came out. And now Triple H is in charge, so I gotta say, as a fan, I probably could go all day telling you stories about my fandom of WWE and wrestling, but I have a feeling I'm going to do a lot of that on this channel, so yeah. I don't really think there's like a war going on between WWE and AEW. Being realistic, there's never going to be a time when a wrestling company is perfect. There's always going to be at least something that you can look at and criticize, something that you can complain about. There's always going to be that, from my experience as a wrestling fan. But I gotta say that I think wrestling today is doing really good. And yeah, so that's pretty much the story about how I became a fan of wrestling. Like I said, I probably have more stories about my years as a fan, but I'm probably going to tell more stories as my YouTube channel, in future videos. So the next video on this series is going to be this was episode 2 of the Get to Know Me series. I'm going to start doing my collections. I'm going to show off a few of my collections to you guys. So stay tuned for that video. Next week, I'm going to start showing you my collections. So remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Yep. See ya.